iDigiview presents Scheduling Playtime for Media and Multiple Signage. In this tutorial, we will set image content default playtime to 3 seconds for all of our signage. Then we will insert a schedule command in our lunch signage for extending that image playtime from 3 seconds to 6 seconds in one of the two zones. And last, we'll review how we schedule our lunch signage and dinner signage to play during separate parts of the day. Let's get started. We were able to set a default image and flash playtime for all signage within our application. And currently, default image playtime is 6 seconds. So you notice in this signage, it's playing and changing every 6 seconds. We are going to change that to every 3 seconds. I locate my Play Commands folder. I locate my default image flash duration settings command. Open Properties. And I notice that the image slideshow duration period is 6 seconds. I'll change that to 3. I'll leave the flash show duration time for any flash that does not have an endpoint. Save that, and this is the only command that requires me to exit the application and reopen it for it to take effect. And as it opens, you will see that the images now, instead of playing 6 seconds each, are playing 3 seconds each. And I would like the main zone of this signage to play for 6 seconds, so I get more emphasis on those products, and leave the vertical zone at the default of 3 seconds. So I go back to my Play Commands folder. I locate Content Signage Scheduling Samples, and there's many alternative ways that you can schedule your media. By date and time, by just time period, by time and duration. We're going to pick the duration command. I'll copy that command and we'll place it into my signage development lunch signage, which playlist is Zone 1 Media. I paste it into that zone. We go to Duration Properties, and you will see it's set to 5 seconds. We're going to change that to 6. Now you see we could put a day in there, we could put start time, end time, start date, end date, many different options. I want to make sure I remember that this was set to 6 seconds, so I change the title and I save it. Now everything after this duration command will play for 6 seconds, all that image content. So I play my lunch signage, and you'll notice that the main zone, the content will play twice as long as the vertical zone on the right. Now I'd like to show you how in signage samples, in our landscape signage samples, we've used the duration command, and here it's set for 5 seconds, to show you how you can play a whole folder of content, and everything after that duration command will play for 5 seconds. So we'll play that folder. The fruits signage will play for 5 seconds. Then the toys signage will play for 5 seconds. And then the hotel, and so on. Now to change that, all I need to do is I'll just go up to my current signage and pick lunch at Steakhouse and play that signage. You can play any signage and that will stop the cycle. And I would like to now show you how we set up our lunch and our dinner signage to play at different day parts. But first, I want to show you that I scheduled the PC so it would reboot at 9:55 a.m. So if I look at the properties of how I did that, it's a 24-hour clock, by the way. I set the time to 9:55, and I want it to reboot at 9:55 every morning on every day of the week. So that will happen first, and then the computer is fresh and ready to play. Now I have my duration for my lunch set for 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is 6 hours. That's 21,600 seconds. And then my dinner is set to play from 4 till 9 p.m., which is 5 hours, and we'll take a look at the properties, and that's 18,000 seconds. You see my duration is set to 18,000 seconds. And then I made a comment to make sure that I remembered what that setting was. Now all I have to do is play my current signage folder, and it will play. In this case, I've set the duration really for 10 seconds so you can see it fall through from the lunch to the dinner. And it will fall through. And now we're playing the dinner signage. iDigiview thanks you for taking time to view this tutorial.